Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the next comedian, James Whittaker.
Hey everybody, I'm just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah.
When I was 12 years old, asked my mother what sex felt like.
Yeah.
Who else was I supposed to ask? My daddy that wasn't there? You know, all I had were the comedians that I used to watch. You know, I used to watch Eddie Murphy, Bernie Mac. Hell, even Seinfeld had the contest. I wonder if Seinfeld was my daddy. Could I ask him what sex felt like? Well, I gotta tell you, it's just a pleasure. It's quite exhilarating.
Yeah.
It's just a thrill. Like, I remember my first time. I'm like, this is it. This is the time. You know? Now, I went to a Church of Christ school. They can't play music, but they're going to tell us about bump and grind. Try to figure that one out. You know, and they separated the boys from the girls. And they're going to try to explain to us about sex. And so the teacher was extra nervous. Everything that he was saying really didn't make much sense. It was kind of like Bill Cosby trying to teach sex ed. Now listen here, we're going to talk about the birds and the bees. Now, you know that stork stuff is not real. I know you're shocked. But we're going to help you through all this confusion. Through all the filth and the flarn and the lies. Now, I've got to tell you, I want to make sure we're clear. After this class, I don't want to see any of you getting with the girls, laying in the horizontal position, doing the And we didn't even know what that was. But there was a kid in class that knew what that was. His name was Sam Paul. And this had to be the greatest day of Sam Paul's life. Now, Sam Paul was a little bit odd, you know. He was 12 years old with a comb over. You know, if he thought you were following him, he would toss his head up and spit with the theory that it would land on whoever was following him. Sam Paul got his ass beat on a regular basis. But not today, you know. Today, we were putting in his hand because he was going to kind of usher us into manhood. In fact, he kind of took over the class. Now, he was a little Forrest Gump-like, so he was like, okay, I'm going to need you to pull down that chart there. Yeah, now, fellas, when you climax, that it's going to be Spider-Man going everywhere all which way. But all you need is one, gentlemen. One, to connect with that egg, make a baby. Stork stuff, and don't even real. You know, you don't even need it. And we were like, wow, you know, nobody broke it down to us like that. We didn't know what was, you know, going on. So, you know, my best friend, he had some questions. Now, let me back up on my best friend. My best friend was a year ahead of me. Now, he wasn't slow. Let me explain. It's private school. So they try to put that grade right in the middle of kindergarten and first grade. And if your parents fought for that hustle, congratulations. You just paid for an extra year tuition that you didn't have to pay for. Such is the case with my friend here. So he spent the night over at my house one time, didn't know he was in the bathroom, walked in on him, and saw his dick. Was horrified. I'm like, what in the hell is that? I got a dick, but it don't look like that. Did it get run over by a car? You know what? Never mind. We'll never speak of this again. You know? And I suppressed the memory, effectively. He just brought this back up. He says, okay, you know, what happens when your dick is the same size erect as it is not erect? And Sam Paul, he had an answer for him. He was like, you see, this is why white men, we hate black men. Because once our women go black, they are less likely to go back. I'm like, well, thank you for explaining racism, but I still don't understand what sex feels like. So I had to ask my mom. I said, Mom, you thought I forgot? I didn't, brought it right back around. Mom, what does sex feel like? And so she, you know, we're riding home, and she does her finger like so. She does it like this, does the okay sign. I'm like, okay, sex feels okay, figured as much. Takes the other hand, goes in and starts doing this. I'm like, Mom, what in the hell are you doing? She says, boy, that's what sex feels like. Like putting a stick in a mud hole. I'm like, okay. Like putting a stick in a mud hole. And that's why I'm a virgin to this day. Y'all keep it real, James Whittaker. That's my time.